Greetings. This is Scholar Saunders seeing what's current. This is a little bit of a throwaway. This is slow news time, Saturday, usually more relaxed, more laid back. And I just wanted to explore something that was, I haven't talked about before. A lot of the subjects like Sexy Red and Diddy, I've already covered recently. If something major happens, I'll get on it because I'm trying to get that Skrilla. I'm at 384 subscribers. My peak was 388. I didn't need you. If you wanted to not be here in my empire, my building, my budding empire, I didn't need you. Go away. Don't tell anybody about me. Don't say anything about me unless it's something negative. Say, "Oh, that nigga wacky, corny, boring. He don't bring no real stories." Say something like that at least. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now let's get into it. Shannon Sharpe. He claims that he will pick his dogs over women in the sense of having companionship. He has said that he's going to have the dogs in the bed. There's going to be, he's going to feed them table food. He's going to care and have more attention towards the dogs in most cases than he will having women. Now, is this proper? Is this rational? Is this a good sign psychologically? The argument is, for me, I don't have pets. I don't like the idea of having pets in the house. I don't think that's cool for me. I don't. But I respect people because I know they do, especially in America and all over the world, but especially in America, cats and dogs especially. There's an affinity towards these creatures, and they just people like love them. There's even a book by Jonathan Honig called, Can I Love My... It's something like, hold on, let me make it 100% sure. I'm running my mouth. Jonathan Honig. Dog book. He's got a book called Can You Really Love Your... well, no, wait a minute. Now I'm confused. Okay. Jonathan Honig didn't... Okay, now I'm very confused because I thought it was his book. What is this? Okay, so it's Can You Really Love a Dog? Leonard Peikoff and Ayn Rand on pets. So it's an interesting take on it. That he has. Okay, so Jonathan Honig has an introduction to Leonard Peikoff's book. Can You Really Love a Dog? I remember Dr. Peikoff said at one time that having a dog is like having a 1-year-old child. They don't really talk. They're all over the place. They're running and everything. You got to, clean up after them. You have to continue to clean up after a dog. But, at that age, at that one stage when they're in a human child's life, when they're 1 year old, it's like they act like a pet. They act like a cat or dog. And I respect the difference between cats and dogs. Dogs are, of course, man's best friend. They're loyal to the end. And cats are like, what are you here for? What is your excuse? Like, they're very independent. Some people would say they're selfish. And I mean that in a good term. They're not self-interested in the same way that human beings are, but they're very independent. They're very, about themselves and can survive without, too much human interaction and intervention. So I can see why people like Shannon Sharpe have an affinity for pets, for dogs, for cats, for different things like that. And there's so many other pets. There's fish. Fish are cool. I don't have a problem with fish. They're in a totally different environment. I don't do the feeding. We have fish in our on our porch. But I don't do the feeding. I don't do the cleaning of the tank and all that. See that? That's work. That's extra work that I don't feel like doing. I'm lazy in that regard. But I can see why Shannon Sharpe is saying that, because women can come and go. What did Gucci Mane say? Girls are just like buses. Miss one, next 15 one coming. So you can always get a female. Dogs have a short lifespan. The oldest dog that died this year was 33 years old, I think. So they don't live very long. They lived like usually 10 to 13 years. Greg S. coming in. I hope make sure you tell 12 people so I can get my rating, my subscribers up. You don't have to give me $1. Just give me the subscribers. Just make sure you tell everybody that you know at the Motor Lodge or wherever the hell you are. So yeah, so Shannon Sharpe is doubling down, got 10 toes down on this whole idea, and I'm thinking about Mr. Troy Star Terrain. He had 5 teacup chihuahuas. Some of them used to bite his girlfriend's feet. I thought that was funny, but they were really great. He had a story about how he had another breed of dog. I can't remember. It was one of those big dogs, one of those big burly dogs. Could have been a Saint Bernard, or could have been a I don't know what kind of dog. Could have been I don't know. But he was saying how he was at his arcade, and like I guess he was sleeping in another room or something like that. It may not have been an arcade, but it might have been some establishment or housing, situation. And the dog was quiet the whole time he was getting robbed. Mr. Terrain's, place got violated. This is what I'm saying this from memory. If I'm not correct, please correct me. But the dog didn't bark, didn't whimper, didn't say a thing. And he, the whole place was, was raided. But Chihuahuas make a noise. They get to yapping, and at the slightest noise, the slightest hint of a noise. So he has time to get, the blammer, the oo-wop, the blicky, just in case somebody wants to meet their maker. So that's what the whole goal is. To love it. And those were early to mid 2000s. He has none of those dogs anymore. They all died, every one of them. All of them passed away. And it's sad when it happens, because they're your companions. They're part of your life. I can't have them a part of my life. I don't really like I said, I can't dig the idea of having dogs or cats in the house, or anything, a possum, or I don't know what else. People got boa constrictors and all kinds of different animals that they put in their house. I'm not about that life. I'm not with that. But I respect those who do, because they obviously love and respect their dogs, their cats, their boa constrictors, their pythons, whatever the case may be, their gerbils. I mean, the closest thing I had to taking care of a pet was two pets. They're both caged. It was a parakeet and a horseshoe, not horseshoe. What are they called? Hermit crab. I took care of a hermit crab and a parakeet before, and that was about the extent of it. I don't want to do any more of that. My grandparents had the parakeets. They kept in the house. And my dad had, he had rabbits. They were all named Pumpernickel. Every one of his rabbits were named Pumpernickel. And he enjoyed having them in his presence. So I'm not knocking it. I'm not trying to put a poo-poo the idea of having a pet. I'm just not about that life. But when it comes to the idea of a pet over a female, and it's not a woman or a lady, especially it's just a female, I'm picking the pet every time. if it's a lady or a female or a woman, it could be questionable. She may outweigh the dog, but especially a female, you gotta kick rocks. I'm sorry, I'm keeping my dogs. They're gonna be in the bed. They're gonna be all over the place. They're gonna be, out of the cage. They're gonna be, you're gonna take them on walks, woman. You're gonna, scoop up their excrement, their eliminations. You're gonna take all that up. And that's how we're going to work out this whole situation. That's how we're going to get down with this. So I think Shannon Sharpe is on the right track. I think he's telling facts. He's saying the truth. I think most men and gentlemen, not just males, would agree as well. I can't speak for anybody, but I'm just saying, just off the rip, like, would you rather have a woman barking instead of a dog barking? Would you rather have a woman saying all this stuff? You need to get this, and you should have got that. Why don't you tell your mother this? Why don't you tell your sister this? Why don't you want to hear all of that, or just hear woof? I did say Shannon Sharpe. Yes, Greg S. I did say Shannon Sharpe. I should introduce him. I should say, maybe is that why I didn't introduce him properly. Shannon Sharpe, he's a media force. He's somebody that's in the spotlight on us mainly about sports. He's an ex NFL player. Let me see. It says here he's an American former football tight end who played 14 seasons in the NFL, primarily with the Denver Broncos. Regarded as one of the greatest tight ends of all time, he ranks third in tight end receptions, receiving yards, and receiving touchdowns. He is 55 years of age. So, just that little bit. Okay, Greg says Shannon Sharpe is a deadbeat dad he-mammy. Give me your stats. Give me your reports on that. I didn't pick that up in the news in the past few weeks, months, years. Tell me about his status as, a deadbeat he-mammy. I didn't know you could be a he-mammy. Give me some stats and some facts. Give me an article. I know it won't be a hyperlink, but you can just give me a article. I'll pick it up and paste it. Let's paste an article. I would love to see how he's a he-mammy. But like I said, I respect him, and I agree with him. I would take a dog over a female any day. If she's not going to be a lady or at least a woman, she's just going to be a random, sketel female, and she's going to be working my nerves, and not trying to build on, this money, trying to get at this bag. She's out of here because the dog can't have a choice in making a bag, and people, girls and women, women, I should say, women love dogs in a lot of sense. That's like one of the best, pickup lines you can possibly have is just walking in the park with a dog. Oh my God, he's so cute. Oh, it's actually a she. Oh, she's so cute. Oh my God, that's so great. Oh, how you doing? What's your name? It's right there. You just because you had a dog. Now that's not the reason you should have a dog necessarily. You should have a dog because of the spiritual benefits that they manifest, that they provide. But I'm just giving you an example. Okay, Greg F says he self-admits on his podcast about being a deadbeat dad. I think he said in relationships with his seed. I think that's what you meant. I did not know that. I'm not, sponsoring that. I'm not, gonna respect him on that level. But I'm just this story. It didn't show anything like that. Him being a deadbeat dad. I'll look that up. I'll see about that right now. Deadbeat dad. Okay, so he said that he has admitted it. He admits that he wasn't the best partner and he wasn't the best father because football was just that important to me, quote unquote. Okay. Thank you, Greg. I didn't know that. Now I got to change the whole goddamn story. No, hey, that's your business if you're a deadbeat dad. I never knew my dad to be a deadbeat dad. My dad was like the complete polar opposite of a deadbeat dad. You know, it still is. Still is a great dad. But Shannon Sharpe, we're gonna have to have some words maybe after this. I'm just gonna give you my respect and my acknowledgement for your commitment to dogs especially and to pets in general. I definitely agree with you on that level. So not on the deadbeat dad stuff. I can't agree with you on that. But your pets comments, I can get down with that. I can definitely agree. So Shannon Sharpe, deadbeat dad, self-admitted. That's maybe why he has pets. Mr. Troy Star Terrain, he's not anybody's biological father. But he has, his plants. He has, he has, he has a fiance that's a mannequin head. He's got animals that come to squirrels and all kinds of different things that he feeds and cats. Feral cats. He has a whole menagerie, I guess you can call it, or a display. I guess I'm right. Yeah, that's as close as you're gonna get, a menagerie. But I think people that enjoy pets probably are more sane, probably are happier, probably are more rational, probably are more attuned to reality. Most likely. I mean, it's usually the opposite, of that. The opposite is the people that hate animals, that do disgusting things to animals. That's disturbing, and that's what when I used to write about crimes and serial killers and everything. One of the main sticking points was the fact that the serial killers in their youth would dismember animals and burn them and do all kinds of disgusting and foul things to them. That's a psychological default. I think it's a disgusting way of interacting with nature. Rick James, it's serious. It's Sunday. Is it Sunday where you are? It's Saturday right now where I am. I don't know where you are. Loving the topic today as I watch on the beach in El Salvador. Okay. So I guess it is. Well, it's still Saturday, right? I don't think it's Sunday yet in El Salvador. Just let them know. I was telling Greg my peak was at 388. I need to get subscribers up so I can get the channel numbers up. I'm not looking for super chats. I'm not looking for stickers. I'm not looking for anything like that because that's all taxes. They'll tax your ass. But Cash Apps, ain't got to worry about it. They don't check for nothing. They don't check. So I'm glad about that. So tell 12 people about me and let the 13th person wonder who the goofy nigger is. That's what I think it is. That's what it should be. Pets. Pets are just. I grew up with around pets. My grandmother had a dog, a cocker spaniel. My aunt had a dog. I think my other aunt had a dog too. Yeah. So I grew up around different pets, and I know what that life is like. I wasn't feeling it. I didn't have to take care of any of them, but I just wasn't. I just think that it's weird to have an animal in your house and they're not on a plate. I like my animals roasted, roasted, toasted. I like those kind of animals. Those animals with that can be cooked. You know, rare. That's what I kind of like. That's what I like most of the time. That's why I enjoy those kind of animals. I am a carnivore. Do I have to say pause? A meat eater. There's the pause. You gotta say pause after meat eater. You gotta say pause. Oh man. So it is interesting to have the discussion about pets and the origins of how people put them in their house. That was like centuries ago, maybe even more than centuries ago, probably millennia ago, probably thousands of years ago. Pets were domesticated, and the Egyptians loved cats. They loved cats. You can see it all over the hieroglyphics. They got cats everywhere. That was their main thing, And there's different breeds. And there's all kinds of mixes and mutts and different things like that. There's very few purebreds and pure breed. Is it purebred or pure breed? I think it's purebred. But people champion the idea of having pets and allow them into their homes, allow them into their lives, but for a short time. And it is a thing too, like some birds that people buy when they're in their like 50s. They don't realize that the birds live to their like 30 or 40 years, and usually they outlive their owner. I've noticed this with this one cockatoo, I think it was, that was in a pet shop, and it was tearing away at its feathers. It was like tearing away its feathers, and the person that ran the store was saying that they do that in like mourning over the people that once cared for them. They're kind of like showing that they're at a loss because of the person that cared for them passed away. But that's the sad truth about even dogs or any other pets. I mean, when you have, the closest pet I would love to have is probably a tarantula. I think that would be pretty cool to have a tarantula. A non-venomous, obviously, tarantula. And I think they bite, but I don't think it. Obviously, they wouldn't be giving you, a venom. But they would probably have they'll probably have a sense of saying a sense. You could say that they would be safety. They'd have safety. They'd be safe. So that's why I think it's so great and so wonderful about the idea of having pets. Even though I don't want to have pets at all, I don't want to have I have a female companion, and hopefully she won't have pets. The first girlfriend I laid down with, she had cats. She had cats in the house, in an apartment. She had an apartment, and that was goofy. That was weird, That was very strange because I was like, I'm not feeling these cats, And I was like, and I accidentally stepped on, like, I lightly I didn't like crush the cat, but I lightly stepped on it and I said, "Ooh, don't Michael Vick me." And I don't even know if she knew who Michael Vick was. I was just like, don't Michael Vick me, because I didn't do it on purpose. I wasn't trying to crush the cat's head or anything. Greg asked, venomous animals. I do know most of them. That's what I'm saying. Most tarantula aren't venomous. Like snakes. Most snakes aren't venomous. That's how much I know about venomous animals. Greg asks, does that answer your question? And it's all good. Like I said, you can ask as many questions and I'll answer them. Because I'm trying to get my subscribers up. And all I need is for you to tell people about me. Even though you're not going to give money, don't matter. If you tell people about this channel, then I'll congratulate you. I might have to put a board up. I might even give you a wrench. Greg asks, you want a pet or a bottom B to bring you money? I want a bottom B. I don't want a pet. I'm not about, a bottom B would, most likely be a woman. She may not be a complete lady of the night, but a bottom B will definitely, bring me money. Dog, you can get money off of pets. I'm sure you can, especially nowadays on the internet. You can probably make thousands or millions of dollars with your pets. Put up a streaming service. Put up, put up a podcast all about dogs and shelters or something. That's all you got to do. Put up a whole vlog all about kittens. The various types of kittens you have. Just make a whole show. You can probably make thousands, if not millions of dollars. Hell, if Cardi B and Iggy Azalea can make $45 million and $50 million respectively on OnlyFans, there's got to be some kind of pet fans. So some kind of, some way you can make money off of pets. It's got to be some kind of way. Got to be a way to do it. So yeah, does that answer your question, sir? I hope that answers your question. Shannon Sharpe, OG, select, one of the originators. He should be praised for this amount, not the deadbeat dad part, but he should be praised for the fact that he wanted to distinguish the difference between, having pets and having a woman. He'd rather have his dogs. He would rather take his dogs in place of a female. You got to respect that. You got to respect that. It's something that is, something that has to be seen as worthy and something that has to be seen as honorable. He has shown himself to be a worthy commentator. But I'm not sure. I think Mr. Terrain actually has has a version to Shannon Sharpe. I can't remember what it was. Something happened a few weeks ago, but I just had to say Shannon Sharpe because I've been talking about the same people over and over and over. I don't want to repeat myself. I've never had a show on Shannon Sharpe, so I wanted to take this time to definitely deliver something that was substantial, regarding his position. So you got all these different pathways of getting money on this internet thing. So many different ways you can get $1. So many different ways you can get more money. That's what's so intriguing and so empowering, is that this internet thing grants you the options of getting paid. If you want to do that with your pets, let that be part of your life. Let that be part of what you do and how you do. And never let anyone distract you, female or not, from you being a doggy daddy or whatever pet. All right, so I'm picking up exactly where I am at the pets. My question to you is, what is that pet life like? What is it like? I've only a very small point. Like I said before, I took care of a parakeet and a hermit crab. It's the only pets that I actually took under my care, and it wasn't like it was life affirming or spiritual or uplifting or anything like that. It was just because I had a little guy that was crawling in with his shell, And that's the funny thing about hermit crabs; they are actually hermits. They pick up random shells on the sand and claim it as their home. And same thing, with the parakeet. Parakeet was I had that in the house, had that in the bathroom, had to change the newspapers, had to change, make sure he or she, I can't remember, had water and food to drink and food to eat, water to drink, food to eat. But yeah, so I don't know what that life is like. I don't know what that dog life is like. I don't want to know. Getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, they got to go to the bathroom. You got to have a plastic bag. You got to scoop up all their eliminations. They're on, people's property. You stop. They're lifting their leg and eliminating on somebody's mailbox. It gets goofy. It gets weird. It's a weird world to me. I don't really dig the whole animal vibe because I like communicating with human beings. I like language. I like words. I'm really into words and language. And you don't have that with every animal. I know there are some, primates. There are gorillas that can talk in sign language. I understand that. I get that. But beyond that, they can't speak. They can't talk. They can't communicate. They can't write. They can't do anything like that. So I want to know what that pet life is like. If anybody is out there that has had pets or has pets, let me know what it really seems like. What is it like to have 2 Cocker Spaniels or 2 Saint Bernards or 2 or 3, Beagles? What is it like? You have to, wash them. You have to bathe them and clip their toenails, take them to the vet. It's expensive. It's like having a car. It's like having an extension to your house. You have to make sure it's well maintained. Or you could go to jail in some states, I think. Maybe all states recognize, pet laws. I don't believe in pet laws because they don't have rights. I just think you should be socially ostracized. Like Michael Vick. Michael Vick shouldn't have gone to jail. I mean, it was is it reprehensible or irreprehensible? I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna go there. It was terrible what he did with the dogs, but it didn't warrant going to the prison. He should be socially ostracized. He should be shunned. He shouldn't be allowed in certain establishments. He shouldn't be allowed to use certain facilities. That's the way you punish somebody that does something wrong to animals of that sort. I mean, it's a weird way we tread upon. It's a weird water that we walk on. Weird pathway that we walk on. Because we eat animals. I'm an omnivore. I like herbivore and carnivore mixed together. I'm an omnivore. I like plants and animals on my plate. So it would mean to me that if you were ever, beating a dog, I mean, that's different. But if you were eating a dog, I don't know. What's the difference between a dog and a chicken? What's the difference between a cat and a cow? Why can't you eat cats and dogs? Some cultures do. South Asia, Southeast Asia, those cultures like Vietnam and places in Cambodia, they do. They eat dogs. Like it's like nothing. It's like the family pet. No, woof, woof, woof. Then he's on the plate. Am I lying? Let me know if I'm lying. If I'm lying, I'm flying. That's the reality of it. And now that I have a quick break, I'd like to acknowledge the Skylar 50 Club for those who have contributed $50 or more in a month to the broadcast. November membership. Number 1, Chelsea with her glasses on. 2, Spirit Smooth Tunes. 3, Dot Focus. 4, Height. Thank you. I thank all of you. I appreciate it. Thank you for your support. I will truly look forward to aiding my own life because of the dollars that you have sent to me. And it's going to be in conjunction with, making this a more professional show. I look forward to that day. But also, an advertisement, Spirit Smooth Tunes on YouTube. Spirit Smooth Tunes on YouTube.com. Go to this channel. You will be enlightened. You'll be soothed. You'll be put in a mood that's very calm and relaxing or engaging. Maybe have some midnight moves in between the sheets. I don't know. But all I'm saying is go to Spirit Smooth Tunes on YouTube. You will not be disappointed. Spirit Smooth Tunes is a real guy. He's Spirit McCrory. He's a real dude. He's official tissue. And I applaud him in his efforts. And he reciprocates for me. So I definitely want to, make sure he gets his due. Spirit Smooth Tunes on YouTube.com. All right, back to the pets. Pets, I just see an image in my mind of, a dog, rolling over and, messing on the carpet, make little pyramids appear, and, sometimes staying in the couch or claws at the couch and messes it all up. $1,000 couch. I would lose my mind. I would, and you can't be mad at them because they're animals. They're not doing it out of spite. They're not doing it maliciously. They're just doing it because it's their nature. You couldn't do anything to them. All you can say is bad action. Because Ayn Rand had a way of saying to Dr. Harry Binswanger, he had one incident where he said, bad cat. I think it was a cat that had scratched or did something to an upholstery. And he said, bad cat. And she said, no, not bad cat, bad action. It was a bad action that the good cat did. That's the difference. And I thought about that, and I was like, that's fair. Ayn Rand had cats. She had cats all over the place. She loved cats. She loved the idea of cats. I said this earlier. They're very individualistic. They're very individualistic. They're not, at the side of you, always, looking for affection, trying to be, they're very like, this is my house. I run this. All you just live here. You just live here. This is my domain. That's a cat's perspective. So, you have to have that same kind of stamina, I would say. I think it's called stamina to be able to stomach having all the pets, even just one pet. And I'm talking about cats and dogs especially, but I'm talking about boa constrictors, tarantula. If you have fish, goldfish. We have goldfish right now. They're the only non-human living things in the house that we know of. Of course, we have ants and crickets and spiders and sometimes centipedes. But they're unwelcome. They're not supposed to be here. So they usually meet a death. See? It depends on what the animal or insect or what are they called? Arachnids, or centipedes. It depends on them. They're okay. They can die. They can die. Okay? Some people might eat them too. They might be eating spiders and centipedes somewhere in the world. I don't know where, but I want to chance it. But yeah. So it's incumbent upon the owner of the house or the apartment or something like that to get rid of roaches, rats. These are the vermin. These are things that nobody wants. They don't want to touch them. They don't want to see them. They don't want to eat them. They don't want to have anything to do with them. That's okay. That's fine. But if you go against a cat or a dog, it's a problem. It's an issue. It's an issue. But I don't know. I don't even know if that's even possible. I could have done a little bit more research on that. But I'm just curious now. Can you legitimately eat a cat or dog if you wanted to, and not have it be go through the proper channels, like get it stamped by the USDA, even though that shouldn't exist. Get the FDA stand by, I guess. I don't know, but could you legitimately, without let everybody know, hey, I eat I eat bulldogs. I have a hankering for cats. I got a strong taste for their meat. Can you even do that? I'm gonna look that up right quick. I got time. It's legal in other countries throughout the world. I'm saying in USA, in US, it's allowed in 44 states. The only states that have said no dog meat are California, Georgia, Hawaii, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, and Virginia. And I have visited 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those states. It's still legal to eat dogs. You can slaughter a dog. See, but that's the distinction you have to draw. You can slaughter a dog, but you can't beat them. See? It's weird. It's like you can beat your wife, but you can't kill her. You know what I mean? It's the word. It's the opposite. You see what I'm saying? It's like that. It's like a weird kind of conundrum. Like beating is not taking their life, but you can take their life, and that's the ultimate, and you can't do anything else beyond that. That's strange to me. That's weird. But yeah, I would, you know what? Telling the truth, honestly, I've been talking honestly ever since. But I'm saying just tell you something to preface something that would normally be somebody would probably call cat. I would eat a dog. I would eat a cat. If it's seasoned right, if it's seasoned right and it's good, it tastes good, I'm all about it. I'm all about it. I would eat your dog or your cat. I mean, proper channels. I'm not going to steal your dog and put him in my deep fryer or air fryer. I'm going to make sure we understand. This is how we conduct ourselves. This is how we show ourselves to be human beings that can consume the fat. This is a weird thing. Okay, so there's a it's off the air. I mean, they show reruns now, but it's no new seasons. Everybody Raymond. So it was Thanksgiving, and there was it was Ray's in-laws through his brother, and he has there's a bird that comes on their property, and the mother comes back. Baja Jackson. Oh, yes, Baja Jackson. You need to put in $50 this whole month. Anytime before the 30th would be great, so I can put you in the 50 club and give you a wrench. You need a wrench, sir. Matter of fact, let me give you a wrench right now. You had last year. You get a wrench right now. Shit. Who am I playing? I'm not gonna give and take away wrenches. Add as moderator. Luke. Do you have a dog, sir? Do you have a cat? Do you have a mouse? Do you have parakeets? Do you have toucans? What do you got, sir? And I'm promoting Baja Jackson on YouTube. Go to Baja Jackson's channel on YouTube. I know you can't see it in the live chat. I'll put it in the live chat. Jackson on YouTube. So I'm just talking here about pets. I'm just exploring the whole notion, the whole idea. I saw it, from Shannon Sharpe. I don't think Mr. Terrain's messing with him anymore. I don't think he's gonna, be discussing him anytime soon. But I just thought he was interesting when he said it. He was saying how he would rather have a female out on the street and keep his dogs in the house and warm and safe than have be bothered by some yapping mouth and twisting and jerking neck and off on. Salute to Baja Jackson. Gave me my $10 that I did not have. Made sure he said, you know what? Let me just drop a little something on him. That's a little something that I like. $10. $10 is better than no dollars. A whole lot of ones is better than a whole lot of nuns. Somebody said, preach, simple the pimp, rock and power. To that man. I was just listening to this in the morning. Just put me in a position of, motivation. Get this money. So we got $10 raised. $150 to go. Let's get it, as Jeezy would say. Sure. So I'm just wondering, Baja, if you're in here, let me know if you got any pets. Would you take your pets over your, girlfriend? I want to say your spouse. I don't know if kick your wife out of your house. That's a different species, but just a random female, that you were just laying down with. You just have some special time. What would you do? Would you have the dogs in the bed? Would you have dogs, eating table food? What would be your take on the pet issue? I wouldn't call it a problem. I call it an issue. It would be a problem for me. For other people, it's an issue because it's still something. It's work. It's still work. You got to clean filters. You got to clean litter boxes. You got to, like I said, you got to pick up eliminations from your dogs out in the street. You got to get up when you don't feel like it. when it's cold out, it could be below zero, and you're out there shivering with little baggies. You're like, I gotta get down and get this dog's mess up off the street. That's what it's like. It gets weird. It gets weird like that. Because there's so many people have dogs and cats. Millions have. I just say dogs and cats because that's like the most ideal pets to have. But there's, like I said, there's an there's tarantula, there's scorpions, there's all kinds of snakes, boa constrictors, pythons. I mean, I don't know about scorpions because I don't think there's a scorpion that doesn't have venom. I think all scorpions have it. I could be wrong. Let me make 100% sure. What scorpions have no? All scorpions have venom. I was right. 1,500 or so species. Only 25 are considered life-threatening to humans. That's crazy. Wow, I didn't know that. So there might be, scorpion owners. I wouldn't be one. I wouldn't even try that. I wouldn't even test that. I wouldn't have anything to do with that. I've had this, experience with pets. Like I said before, they're great. My aunt's dog was the best. I think his name was Beamer. It was a black. I don't know what he was. But he was a little cute little guy. Pause. But he was just a little cute little. I don't know what he was. I have to ask her. I have to ask my aunt what kind of dog he was. But he was cool. He was in a little Beamer. He was jumping all over the place. We throw him a ball, and he comes back. That's the fun, happy. The reason why we got a pet kind of idea. But there's always the Beamer on the floor. He left a wet spot. Beamer, you messed up. The drapes. Or scratching at the dining room table or stuff like that. You have to be wary and be aware of all these different things. It's not just happy love, luck, and lollipops with pets. It's work. I mean, it's also a good strategy for for kids. It's a good strategy to get them to be responsible. I understand that aspect. You have to get up. You have to feed them. You have to take care of them. Make sure they're all right. If you're 7 or 8 years old and you're caring for a dog, I think that's ideal. That's probably a good trait. If you're 90 years old and you're caring for a dog, I think that's ideal. That's a good trait. That's something that's positive in your life. You have your remaining years left. It's not you have less years than you have more years. You have to come to that fact. You have to come to that realization. But you have to come to the fact that we might be living to 150 one day or more, 200, 300. We don't know. We've been living longer ever since. Our standard of living and our quality of life have risen because of capitalism. Dogs and cats and pets and stuff are expressions of free market ideas in America, at least, especially. They're exact symbol of the fact that we can have nice cars and nice homes and have pets and raise our families. I mean, there was a comedian a few weeks ago. He was saying, the difference between black people owning pets, dogs especially, and white people owning dogs. He was like, okay, man, what's your name? Okay, and what's your dog's name? Casper, and then it's like, oh, when was he born? And she's like, March 3rd, 2019 or something like that. And then like, she just keeps going and it has more information. And it goes to a black person like, what's your dog's name? Roscoe. How old is he? I don't know, maybe 5, 6. Like they don't know the information. Like Negroes don't know like that. They don't. White people, yes, very much so. Yes, I understand. Have all his paperwork and he's this blood type. He's everything like that. Black people, where'd you get your pet? Black person. Oh, I just found him off the street. Like, where'd you get your head? He a rescue center. I didn't rescue him. He rescued me. You know, it's like, it's weird like that. It's just a difference in cultures. Not saying one is better than the other or anything like that, but it's just a difference between cultures. Difference between cultures. And that's not every black person. So there are some people that know their dog's birthday, the dog's type of blood, knows their meal plan throughout the day, what they eat for lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You know, there are certain white people that have no clue who their dog is, where they came from, and don't care, just as long as they got them. So I'm just saying as an example of what I saw in a comic show. Yeah, so it's very, very weird. I want to have another advertising. Baja Jackson on YouTube.com. Baja Jackson on YouTube.com. Make sure you check him out. Make sure you tell him I sent you. Make sure the goofy guy with the hat and the tie and the black shirt said something. Make sure they know. Baja Jackson, Koreans, exactly. Koreans, yeah. Did you catch what I was saying earlier? Koreans do, but you can do it too in this country. You can do it. You can slaughter your dog. I'm gonna look up cat. Can you slaughter your cat? States where you can slaughter. They call it humane slaughter laws. Oh, this is interesting. It was passed by the Senate as part of the 2018 Farm Bill on December 11, 2018. The House passed the reconciled Farm Bill on December 12th. On December 20th, 2018, President Donald Trump signed it into law, an act to prohibit the slaughter of dogs and cats for human consumption and for other purposes. Wow. Okay, so it said that some states still allow you to eat your pets. Certain Native American tribes have a history or tradition of eating dogs, including the Kickapoo tribe in Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. In general, dog slaughter is allowed in 44 states of America. Okay, that's what I was saying before. So it says dog slaughter, but it didn't say cat slaughter. I don't know. It's weird. Indians don't eat cows. Dot focus. I spelled your name wrong. Excuse me, sir. I'll make sure I get that right. Dot focus and then the hyphen Yeah, I know that sounded weird. Then that sounded crazy, but I got my wrenches in here right now. Indians don't eat cows. I didn't realize that. I know they eat deer. I know they eat buffalo or bison. I always confuse them. There is a difference between bison and buffalo. Yes, Japan has those. Yeah, Japan has those, but I don't think Korea. But that's where there 44 there's 44 states that say that you can slaughter a dog and eat it. I didn't know that. See, I love this show. I get to learn. Learn more and more. That's what's so great. You guys teach me a lot, so I appreciate it. Salute to Baja Jackson. Dot focus. If you can't, I know we have a mutual friend in IRL in real life. Make sure you tell 16 people about me and leave 17 people, the 17th person wondering, who the hell is this goofy dude with a hat on? That's what I want. I just lost 4 subscribers. I had a 388 subscriber rate, and then it went down to 384. So I'm looking for more people. If you don't want to, send money, just let other people know about me. That's all you got to do. Same thing with you, Baja Jackson. Let people know. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Baja Jackson. That bill also legalized marijuana. Yep, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. I was just reading a little bit of part of that too, but I just wanted to cut to the pet part because that's another thing I just thought about. Getting your pet high. People have done that. People have gotten their dog high. I think that would be abuse to me. I don't think that would be good because they're not aware or they don't have the conscience to say no. I'm all right. I'm fine. And this is the weird part too. They can't say no. I don't want to be slaughtered. But while they're living, I think it's a sense of while they're living, while they're alive, you can't distort them. You can't abuse them in any fashion. I think that's it. I didn't. Oh, my dumb ass. See, I'm stupid. See, this is why I'm stupid. In my head, I'm thinking Native Americans when you said Indians. I'm like, they eat bison and buffalo. You're saying red dot, not not feather. I got you. Yes. Cows are holy cow. Yeah, that's where you get the expression holy cow. Yes. Excuse my stupidity. I understand now what you're saying about Howard Jackson. I got you. Yeah, Indians don't eat. Yeah, that's weird. It's weird to me. It's see like, and then we say, oh, how could Koreans eat dogs and cats, but you have a cheeseburger in your hand, a double decker with a Big Mac or something, or a Whopper in your hand, saying, I can't believe they don't eat cows. How could they eat cats and dogs? It's just goofy. It's weird. This whole system is fascinating to me. That's why I like life. That's why I enjoy living. Because the world is so freaking fascinating. It's completely interesting. I mean, all that goes on, you can say people that live to 110, people that only live for a few seconds, people that live in huge mansions, people that live in garbage cans, and dumpsters. It's a fascinating world out there. How could you be bored? I don't understand. Oh, my, it's wrench hour right now. It's wrench hour. All the wrenches are all in the building right now. Chelsea with her glasses on. Salute to her. You are the lady of the house right now. I got a bunch of excuse this expression sausages in here, but they got wrenches. So all y'all, I respect all of y'all. So salute and respect, lady. I'm more of a cucumber. Wait, now I'm confused. I'm more of a cucumber. What do you mean? Like you're more of a person that eats cucumbers, or I'm stupid. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Dot focus. And I will correct your name. Let me correct it right now. Let me correct it right now. So the next show it will be updated. Hold on. The hell? What is going on? Oh, I'm like, what the hell? No. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. What do you mean I'm more of a cucumber, dot focus? I'm slow. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm stupid. But have any of you all my wrenches, do y'all have pets? Does anybody in here have pets? Anybody have pets? Like I said, the only pets we have right now are goldfish. And I'm all cool with goldfish because I don't have to clean it. I don't have to feed them. My dad handles that. My stepmom handles that. I don't have anything to do with that. So I'm trying to figure out how to get the underscore. Wait, this is really weird. I understand. I don't know. Once again, I'll try to figure out later. But yeah, if anybody in here, all my wrenches, if you've got pets, let me know. All I see is blue. That's a good sign. All y'all have put money on my name, and I appreciate that sincerely. I do appreciate that. So, as I was saying, like we're going past the hour mark now. I'm just waiting for the percentage to run down. Yeah. So what's the difference? I don't see a difference. If you can eat it, if it's edible to human beings consumption, I'm all for it. If you want to eat it, you should eat it. Now, this is the difference between property rights. Like if you have a dog and you own that dog, then I guess you have the rights to slaughter it. I would imagine. I mean, I can't see any reason why you wouldn't. If you have complete ownership over this being, this creature, this animal, you should be able to dispose of it in any which way you please. That's just me. So I think it's cool to have pets. I do, I honestly do. Not for me. Like I don't feel like having the dog. No, nope. I don't feel like having the dog lick my face and kiss my mouth and lick my tongue or stuff like that. I'm not about that life. Not about that life. But if you are, hey, salute to you. Salute to you. I really respect that. We got $10 raised, $150 to go. For my goal, I'm trying to get $160 on this particular episode. See how far we can go. I got my wrenches in the building, filling all my wrenches. They've earned it. They had at least $50 at any point. I'm not going to take it away. Take away the wrench, every time the month changes. But I do change the contributor board every month. So December is going to be something new, probably. Maybe the same people, but it's probably not going to be on the same order. I'm still figuring that out. My dumb ass trying to do math. Keith, my man in Japan. I need you, man. I need you to get my weight up. Tell the Japanese over there, there's this colored boy with a hat and a tie. Yes, absolutely. Ask away. Make any comments or questions as you want. Feel free. Say whatever you need to say. I know you haven't given $1, but just let other people know about this show. Like I said, I was at 388. Now I'm at 384. I'm losing subscribers. I don't know where they're going, but I don't need them. I don't really need you. I'd like to have 1 billion subscribers. But if I don't have 2 or 3 people on here that are legit, I don't mind it. Because it's all about the dollar sign. They don't control my dollars. They really don't. It's my wrenches mostly. Myself, I don't have pets, but I like animals. Okay. I can respect that. And hit the like button too. Like Syphil the Pimp always said, hit that like button on there. Yeah, but I don't have pets either. But yeah, but I support people that do have pets and animals. I'm just not into animals like that. I don't think they're too interesting. Humans are interesting as frick. Try not to cuss. As hell, as all hell. Humans are just completely mind-boggling. I said there's 3. Philosophy to Ayn Rand was the soil that allowed the scientists to grow, the trees. Everybody loves the trees. Psychology, astronomy, oceanography. Those are the 3, things that we're still trying to figure out the most. I think the depth of the oceans, the exploration of the galaxies and the universe, and plumbing the depths of the human psyche. That's all part of who we are and what we are. I think those are the big 3 in my life anyway. She didn't say that, but I'm just saying. She said this. Philosophy was the soil, and that the trees are sciences. We don't really you don't really recognize the soil. Philosophy is probably the most misunderstood and misguided study in all of human history, because it's been the reason why every war has been started, every change in mind frames has been started, every technological advancement, everything that's been good and everything that's been bad with human relations. That's because of philosophy. All right, Keith says pets, especially dogs, are sometimes considered more loyal than human beings. That was my whole thing this afternoon. He goes on to say some people interact better with animals than people. I agree. I think Mr. Troy Star Terrain interacts with people is great, excellent. But I think he interacts with animals even better. The way he talks about them, it seems like he has a greater affinity for them. Could be wrong, but that's what I observe. But that's what I was saying with Shannon Sharpe. He was like, I would rather have my dogs all up in the bed, me feeding them from the table, than some female running her mouth, and I'm putting some sauce on it. But this is not his quote, but then a female, going about, and just being real snotty and nasty, and then a dog just comes up to you and just looks at you with those eyes, and like you just say, "Wow, it's another creature, there's another being, and I'm taking care of it. This is something that's special." That's what I think is very engaging for humanity and the animal world to interact. Chelsea says, I had a dog I loved so much. After she passed, I haven't had a dog since. Hurt my heart. God, see, I was talking about that too. I was just talking about that too. I said, I was giving you the example of the, I think it was a cockatoo. A cockatoo, it was the reverse. It was a cockatoo that was eating away at its feathers. It was making its beak go into its feathers because its owner died. So it's the opposite of what happened to Chelsea. But that's what's common, because dogs don't live that long. They live maybe 12 to 15 years, and that's it. And at that time, they may have cancers, they may have glaucoma, They may be blind. They may have liver issues. May have bladder issues. They may not be continent. It's really sad. It is sad. So I don't take don't take me lightly when I say that. I mean that sincerely. That even though I am not into it, I'm not into taking care of pets or cats or dogs or shellfish or tarantula. That's the closest I would get is a tarantula. I think that'd be pretty cool to have a tarantula just in my room and say, "Hey man, what's up?" But yeah, it's serious. I'm glad I got you laughing, because that's serious. That was a a very serious commitment that you just put down. I appreciate that, Chelsea. Thank you for sharing that. I didn't realize somebody was going to have something so serious as that, but that's what happens. Dogs don't outlive their owners. Chelsea says, I want a hedgehog, but they are nocturnal. I never have time for them. That's kind of cute. Yeah, I'm thinking about like one of those. I want one of those prairie dogs. And I would love to have those and just have a big field. Just have a field of prairie dogs going in and out of the ground, and I think that'd be pretty cool. I think that'd be awesome. Keith says having a pet can be very therapeutic to a lot of people. Yes, it all depends on the situation. Some people are stressed the hell out. They got doctors, they got veterinarian bills, they got food they got to buy, they got sanitary napkins that they got to use. They got all kinds of different costs and things, and that's just the cost. Never mind the spots in the carpet and the ripped up couch that cost $1,200. The shoes that were messed up that cost $4,000. It gets serious, but I think for the most part though, dogs, cats, and different pets are therapeutic, are life affirming, are very attuned to your spirit, attuned to who you are as a person. Like I said, Ayn Rand, probably the most selfish person in all history, and I mean that in a good way. The only way that can be meant. She loved cats, and cats are always, demonstrably spoken as being selfish and self-interested, and well, not really. It's hard to say selfish or self-interested because they don't have a conscience, but their actions, mimic the idea of being selfish. They have an independent spirit about them, just based on how they're wired through evolution. And I said it. I said the E word, evolution. Deal with it. Do you know Darwin married his cousin? Do you know Einstein married his cousin? Yeah. They call them geniuses, but they married their cousins. First cousins, too. First cousins. And Einstein married his first cousin on his maternal side, and his second cousin on his paternal side. Facts. Look it up. This is facts. That had nothing to do with today's show. I just thought, since I said evolution and geniuses, thought I'd throw that in. But pets are beautiful. I think pets are wonderful. Pets are great. Pets, for anyone else, I completely agree with you. It's almost like homosexuals or gay people or LGBTQ, whatever. It's like, I'm not gay, but hey, I'm a human being, and I recognize the fact that you enjoy this kind of existence. So I can't knock you. I can't rock with it, but I can't knock you for choosing to be, well, not choosing. See, it's weird when I get the conversation going with this. For being who you are. That's all I'm going to say. Yes, Keith says MJ had a pet monkey and a pet giraffe. You spell giraffe all crazy, but that's okay too. It's not gonna be seen on the rebroadcast. But yeah, he had a pet giraffe. He had, Neverland Ranch. I think it had elephants and lemurs, all kinds of different animals. What was his pet? Monkeys? No, I think it was a chimp. I think he had a chimp. MJ had a chimp named Bubbles, right? Okay, it was a monkey. Okay. They said pet monkey. It's not a pet monkey. It was a pet. It was a pet chimp. It was a chimpanzee. Here's something interesting. Bubbles is a chimpanzee once kept as a pet by the American singer Michael Jackson, who bought him from a Texas research facility in the 1980s. Bubbles frequently traveled with Jackson, drawing attention in the media. In 1987, during the Bad World tour, Bubbles and Jackson drank tea with the mayor of Osaka, Japan. Now, this is interesting. He's still alive. He outlived Michael Jackson. He was born in 1983, so he's 40 years old. That's the thing with primates, with apes, especially chimpanzees. We're the closest thing to chimpanzees. That's the closest animal that we have. Yeah, he had a small zoo. A cousin, a distant cousin of chimpanzees made human life possible during the evolutionary process over thousands, if not millions of years. Made it possible for humans to evolve. A distant relative, a distant cousin of the chimpanzee, made it possible for humans to grow past, the primordial muck, as they say, and advance into what we are today. It's pretty amazing. And everybody always says, well, how come there's, monkeys? How come there's chimpanzee? How come there's gorillas? Because they didn't evolve past it. I said it was a very distant relative of the chimpanzee that allowed the evolutionary process to continue. It didn't continue with monkeys and chimpanzee and other animals. All the other animals can't have our brains. We have specific brains that are different from other animals. That's the difference. Interesting observation. MJ had a very interesting relationship with children and animals. Yes, I'm not going to get into the man's preferences for young boys and sleepovers and stuff like that. I'm not going to get into that, but yes, he did have an affinity to children and animals. His whole childhood was pretty much do this backspin, do this dance, work on your singing lessons, work on your playing lessons, and getting into this car so we can drive over to your elocution specialist. Go to the what they call it, what was it? The name is on my tongue right now. I can't think of it right now. What is it called? I'll take a drink. Etiquette coach that says put this fork right here next to this fork and this spoon and this knife. Make sure you have your etiquette correct. Like all that was his life. So when he became an adult, he was like the reverse. He was more of a kid when he was a grown man than when he was a child. Keith, no drama, just saying. MJ loved children and animals very much. I do agree with you. I do agree with you on that point. I agree with you. He had a weird way of showing it, but that was MJ. And Bubbles is 40 years old. if you can imagine. Yeah, they can live. They can live. Probably into their 60s and 70s, like humans. They can live pretty long lives. If you're gonna, they're expensive though, and you got to be careful with them. I mean, have you ever seen Nope? Did anybody see Nope? Who saw Nope? Jordan Peele's movie. I like the sub story more so than the actual idea of aliens or extraterrestrials coming. But the sub story was very interesting. I thought that was pretty cool that they included that. That was kind of cool. 5 percentage points left. What questions do we have? I have my wrenches in here. I have my general question people in here. And again, be sure to check out Spirit Smooth Tunes on YouTube and Baja Jackson on YouTube. Check out their channels. Tell them that the goofy guy with the hat, sent you. That's something I always wondered about with pets. You have to have an understanding of them. They have to commune with you in a sense. They have to know what your ticks are, what you're saying. Some people shout at their dogs and they bark back, and some people kick their dogs. Some people do heinous, very inappropriate things. Cats and dogs and different things like that. You've seen the commercials. Everybody's seen the commercials. The dog, the head kind of cocked like this, and the eyes lowered, and the pencil on the nose, like the late great Patrice O'Neill once said. And it's like, what's her name? Sarah McLachlan has the song. So I was like, oh, oh. Like, everybody's seen those commercials. There's not one person I can probably name that hasn't seen one of those commercials. They know what it is. It just comes on at a weird time, no matter what time. It could be midnight during reruns of Breaking Bad. They just go, oh, oh. This dog has been alone all by itself for the past 17 months. Like, it's just, I don't mean to laugh. I'm laughing at how they, position the dogs. The staff, the rest of the staff is eating cheeseburgers and hot dogs and stuff like that from other animals. At the same time, filming the dogs. It's just weird. It's just goofy. Salute to Height. Salute to Height. You got about 4 percentage points left. 3 percentage points left. I appreciate you for being here. Keith says, when I was a kid, I thought Snoopy was the ish. Are you just saying the cartoon? Yeah, I love, cartoon character animals. Snoopy, another dog, Scooby Doo, whole lot. Yeah, Snoopy from the Peanuts game. Yeah, I got you. I just wanted to make sure you were talking about a difference between an actual dog and a animated dog. So, yeah. If any y'all gotta have some questions because it's coming down to the wire. Got a few more percentage points left. y'all want to ask your questions or donate, nothing wrong with donating. Y'all want to put in a couple dollars, let me know. I got, if you haven't noticed yet, I got my Venmo up here in case you want to pay me in Venmo. I think that's taxed. Everything's taxed except Cash App, I think. I think PayPal's taxed. But I'll still take it because it's going to be about the end of the year, end of the fiscal year. And it won't reach 600. I can assure you that. So we got 1 percentage point left. So anybody want to ask a question? If you want to, say a comment, if you want to donate, feel free. It is your time. It is your hour of power. It's my hour of power, actually. Oh, Keith, you're worse than Rick James right now. But I'll answer your question because I understand what you're saying. You're just not saying it right. He says, Skylar, how was the food at Crackle Barrel? It was fun. It was great, except they were missing broccoli and green beans. They were missing the green vegetable, and it was just really packed. It was like a lot of people were like, "I'm not cooking this year. Forget that. I'm not cooking." But it was good. Actually, it's CB. How is the food at CB, not Cracker Barrel, not K? It's a CB, Cracker Barrel, CRACKLE. No, I said Crackle. You're messing me up. I'm blaming you. CRACKER, Cracker Barrel. Let me put it in here. Cracker Barrel. It was good though. The rest of the meal was fine. It was just had a little hiccup without having the green vegetables, which is embarrassing on their part, not the wait staff or anything like that. Probably the managers and probably some of the executives. They weren't prepared. If you're not prepared for having that many people, you're gonna say, "Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have green beans or broccoli or anything like that." That's on y'all. You had all year to prepare for this, knowing that you would have an influx of people, knowing that you would have all kinds of different, patrons to your establishment. You should be well prepared with every bit of sauce and green beans and casserole. Yeah, they didn't have the soup. They didn't have the goddamn sweet potato souffle. What? How you not gonna have the sweet potato souffle? Come on now. Yeah, no green beans or sweet potato souffle. God damn it! What's wrong with them? Yeah, so it gets goofy. It's very strange. It's very weird, but it was overall it was good. Thanksgiving. Nobody got shot. Nobody got stabbed in my house. They had cranberry sauce. They didn't have cranberry sauce, and they had a good tea. It was sweet though. I don't really drink that much sweet tea anymore. I don't really drink too much, but the berry flavor tasted good, and the turkey was very tender and juicy. It was good. And the one thing that I liked about the whole experience is my dad didn't have to lift a finger cooking or cleaning up. Even though he loves doing that, I know it's still a pain. It's a labor of love to him. So I appreciate the fact that he didn't have to, cook anything or do anything like that. Then we went to Chick-fil-A on Black Friday. He got some macaroni and cheese. I got the pimiento sandwich, which is banging. It's a good sandwich. It's great sauce, and they always come through with the chicken. So, hey, it's been real. My computer's about to literally die. I appreciate everybody that came through. Who came through? Oh my God. We have Greg S., Rick James, Baja Jackson, Dot Focus, Chelsea with her glasses on, Keith, and Height. I celebrate and I salute all of you. Thank you very much for your support. Tell everybody. Tell like 10 people. Don't tell 11 people. Leave the 11th person wondering, who is that goofy nigga? And just let them wonder and be confused and not really pay attention. But I thank you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your Saturday and part of this holiday weekend. And I will speak to you probably tomorrow, if not Monday. Thank you very much. Take care.